Ready.
Good evening, everyone. We're here for the Economic Development Commission meeting of today, April the 11th, right here at the Town Council Chambers. And we're on time. Okay, we've done a call to order to ensure that we have a quorum. Okay, and I think I'll move to approval of the minutes. We didn't have a quorum the last meeting that we had, so we for the June 27th of 22 meeting. So if I could have a motion to approve.
I move to approve the minutes from last.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Comments from the public. Is there anyone from the public here who would like to?
No, they're not from the public.
Okay, all right, I'm just asking, okay? I've got my readers on, okay? You're all a blur, okay?
Yeah, you forgot our name tags. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Poor
all
Red.
right, so now we'll move on to agenda item number 4, which is devoted to our chambers.
Yeah, just let me, just a quick update. I've asked for the Rocky Hill Division of the Middlesex Chamber and also the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce Representative, Joe, resident, correct?
Not now, but before.
Yeah. To just come before the commission. It's been a while. There's been quite a few changes with the structure of the chamber and the merging, and I thought it would be helpful if both Henry and Joe were here to just kind of introduce the process and introduce Joe to the commission.
Thank you. My name's Henry Vassal. I am in charge of the Rocky Hill Division of the Middlesex Chamber of Commerce. And to refresh your memory, if you didn't know, the Rocky Hill Chamber of Commerce has merged with Middlesex Chamber of Commerce. And what that did was give us a group of people in towns. What do we have, 14 towns? 16, even better. We have 16 town members from Rocky Hill all the way to the shoreline, and we have full-time employees, and we have a great representative with Middlesex, Joe Santinello. Santinello? Close enough. With us tonight, and in addition to myself, so basically I'm in charge of Rocky Hill, and I represent Rocky Hill to the Middlesex Chamber, and he has a lot of duties with the Middlesex Chamber, and I will let him explain those to you now.
Thanks, Henry.
This is the first for me. So, yeah, my name's Joe Santinello. Actually grew up in Rocky Hill, graduated in '92, went off to the service for a couple of years, served our country. But I work for the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce now. I am in charge of membership and retention. So before I started, the Rocky Hill Chamber of Commerce has merged with the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. So we now go Middlesex County and beyond, we say. So it's Rocky Hill all the way to Essex. So it's about 16 towns. We have a little over 2,000 members currently. We're the largest chamber in the state. We're excited about the opportunity to work and groom growth in Rocky Hill. I mean, obviously the town has been a great partner of ours. They've got a portion up on your town website explaining the partnership with the chamber. I myself have made it my solemn duty to meet everyone in Rocky Hill that I can so far, starting to forge relationships with like Arita and Parks and Recs, Gina over at the Senior Center, Susan over at the Housing Authority, Ray here in the office here, and Lisa. And we're excited to see what other members are available and are looking to take advantage of the benefits of the Middlesex County Chamber of Commerce. But for the most part, we are, I should have taken a look at the numbers before I left, but I think there's about 60 some odd businesses in Rocky Hill that are already members of the chamber. We have a great couple of ambassadors here that have been engaged with the chamber for a while, like Jerry Ludzik over there at Ludzik Insurance. So we're using those folks to help introduce us to new businesses, and we're using the opportunity to meet new people. We just had a business after work the other day at the Hartford Sheridan in Rocky Hill. That was great. I got to introduce a whole bunch of new businesses to the folks in the Rocky Hill office here, and it was great. So Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Like I said, because I grew up in Rocky Hill, this was a good opportunity for me. I still know a few people in Rocky Hill, so I was happy to be able to take over the Rocky Hill division as the staff liaison for the chamber. Johanna apologizes she couldn't be here today. She just goes all over the place and she never stops. But Rocky Hill is definitely an extremely important part of our chamber now, and we're excited at all the opportunities. We meet monthly in a division meeting, which next one is the 19th of next month. So it's usually a 1-hour meeting in the morning from 8 to 9. We let different businesses host. Currently, we have Care Partners of Connecticut, which just joined the chamber a few weeks ago. They are hosting the Rocky Hill division meeting next Wednesday. And so we kind of move it around, give people different opportunities to host, so that different opportunities to get their message out there and meet new people. So, but we do a ton of events. We have a breakfast every month here at the Harvard Sheridan. We've got business after work once a month that gets moved around the Middlesex County. No shortage of events here. It's always got something going on. For 11 full-time employers, we are extremely busy. So we use every opportunity we can to forge new relationships and partnerships with new businesses all over. Thank you.
Hey, Joe, you do more than just events, right?
Oh, yeah, of course we do.
Yeah.
Well, we host workforce programs for the children. We've got our Second Chance program, our REC program, where we give individuals opportunities who've been incarcerated before, opportunities to find new jobs to work for. That's run by my teammate Weldon. Since I've only been with the chamber for 6 months, I'm not an expert on everything that we do, but I was a member prior to that. So, we have events that we run every year, like our Pride Parade, our car cruise, our golf tournament. I mean, these are events that bring 4,000 to 8,000 some odd people into when we run these events. So, we do what we can to make sure that we're making Middlesex County and beyond a better place to work and live. We have countless programs, countless committees. We have all kinds of different ways for people to get engaged. It's not just about a business cutting a big check to sponsor an event. It's about getting volunteers to help for car cruise and the Pride Parade. So, you don't have to have a ton of money to be a partner with us. We're really interested in engaging on a personal level. It's that real relationship that we're looking for. Sponsorships are great. We like those too. But we get a lot of folks that are part of committees and volunteer countless hours to do good things for us and the people that we serve. If you have any questions, I can answer them.
I have one.
Sure.
You said benefits to the chamber. What does the Middlesex Chamber, I mean, I remember what Rocky Hill did, but what does the Middlesex Chamber as a whole do other than the networking for businesses?
Well, that's a big part for us. So we have programs that we run, youth programs that we run at the chamber, our rec program that we run at the chamber. But most of what we're doing is we're brokering relationships and opportunities for people to help grow their business. At that same time, we partner with folks like the town of Rocky Hill and all the different towns that we work with. And we're really kind of like the voice and the vision moving forward. So if somebody has an issue with us or an issue with a town or something, they need some place to bring it up. They have an idea that they want to run by us. Somebody just randomly called me today and said, "Oh, we should do this." And I said, "Okay, that's great. We'll run it by the staff and see what happens." I mean, we have our hands on a lot of different things, but we're really the voice of the businesses that are part of our chamber, whether it's a stop sign here or a stoplight there or whatever that we can do. We spend a lot of time with different political parties as far as like giving them opportunities to speak at some of our events. Obviously, the chamber is we're bipartisan. We take no side, but we help put together a number of events for different things. But I mean, really, it's like, well, my job specifically is to help broker new relationships, but we do a ton of stuff. Job fairs, career fairs. We had one just last week that was outstanding. I mean, we do so much for 11 full-time people. You wouldn't think that we could get all the stuff done that we do. So,
Just let me jump in quickly. I think from my point of view, the benefit of the Middlesex Chamber is the training that you provide for businesses, small businesses, employee training, HR training, financial. They do a whole slew of different seminars and trainings throughout the year. So that's why I thought it was very important that we access that particular resource from the chamber.
The Middlesex Chamber is also very big in networking. When they meet at the Sheridan and they have their breakfasts, with 1,000 people? There's hundreds.
They hold
and-
300 people at
and-
the breakfast
and
in the
they're
mornings.
turning them away. complete sellouts most of the time. One exciting thing about the monthly meeting that they have in Middlesex Chamber is if you're a business owner, you can keep on current events. The town manager comes most of the time when he can make it, and the mayor, when she can make it, comes. And we also get department heads there, and they give us the latest events in Rocky Hill. And whether it's networking, like, hey, I plan on building a building in Rocky Hill, and it's gonna be so many square feet, people can jump on the bandwagon and say, we're looking to expand, we're looking to move. And it's very, very helpful for business, and so far, it's worked very well in town.
Yeah, no, we haven't come, we're just about, well, July will be a year since we took over, so, yeah, I think we've got a lot accomplished in a year, but we're looking forward to all the opportunities that the new relationship will put forward to us, so. Any other questions, or? No? No?
All right, thank you
Okay,
very much.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Henry.
All right,
All on Ray.
goodbye, Henry. Okay, fine. So we're ready to move on to item number 5, which is the director's update.
It's been a while since we've met, so I thought maybe a quick rundown on the status of these,
Okay.
some of these projects, starting with Kelson Row, former Ames property. That was approved by both, that was approved by Planning and Zoning Commission. Tax abatement was approved by the town council. They plan on pulling their permits by the end of May to start construction. Now that, I'm going to skip down to C, Center Green Expansion Study, because while they're separate projects, they'll feed off of each other. Center Green Expansion Project is basically the concept of closing off that dogleg dividend road between Kelson Row and our historic park, adding some green space as much as we can by closing off the road and restructuring the intersection at Pratt Street and Main Street. Community Development Services is working with DOT to find out what is necessary, what we have to do in order to make that area safe, that new intersection at Pratt and Main and Pratt and Dividend. But we have some conceptual plans that were done by BL companies using some ARPA funds last year. And we do have a $500,000 bond commission grant that Kerry Wood had secured for us quite a while ago. So that $500,000 grant will help go towards some more engineering and hopefully some construction when that gets going. But that's out a ways. We're still in a preliminary conceptual phase, meeting with DOT, finding out what kind of traffic studies we need to do and what needs to be done at the intersections and on Main Street. It is a state road, Main Street, so we have to do what they want us to do at this point. Jumping back up to B, 45 Evans Road. We secured a brownfield assessment grant for $200,000 to do some site assessment for 45, it's actually 4 properties, like 35, 45, I think 54, maybe 3 properties, it's been a while, comprising of the Truly property, about 2,000 feet of river frontage, on the other side of the railroad trestle, the bridge under Evans Road. There is a proposal from Boondoggle Brewery
Right.
that you all know. It's
Right.
been in the works for maybe 3 years at least. So the assessment grant was acquired to help incentivize and lower the cost of some of the preliminary work to find out if we need to do any type of remediation on that property. So we're at that point now. We hired a consultant to do that, and they are in the process of formalizing and executing the final contract to get that testing done. Jump right in if you have any questions.
So the brewery's still going to lease the land or whatever?
The
from-
brewery is a concept that we all sat through a few times, is still there.
The table?
Still on the table so far.
Oh,
So a
good.
question about the $200,000 grant. So is that Is that actually for the testing, or was that just for like the consulting getting us to the testing?
Testing.
Okay.
It's an assessment. If there is a need to clean up, there's another state program for remediation.
Okay. So the town doesn't take on any of that expense?
No, there are no matches for either grant. Actually, we haven't discussed applying for remediation. You know, we just wanted to do the assessment. You know, we were asked to do that to help get this property redeveloped. So, you know, we applied on behalf of the property owner in
Okay.
Boondoggle. Item D, Glastonbury Avenue pedestrian study. The concept there is to create pedestrian access from Main Street down to the river, to potentially where the Foundry development will be, down to the proposed Tolosano Park that will be at the end of Glastonbury Avenue, and then down to the ferry and ferry landing. The first phase of that was to find out if we can even squeeze a sidewalk along that narrow right-of-way, very narrow right-of-way the state has. We hired BL companies, again, using some ARPA funds to do a survey. And it was found that we can put a sidewalk, ADA-compliant sidewalk, down one side, and then cross over down by Washington, I believe, to the other side where that vacant strip of land along Glastonbury Avenue just before you get to the Foundry. That's part of the Foundry. That's parking anyways, and there's a sidewalk proposed for that anyway. So, again, DOT is involved. It is a state highway. The preliminary discussions were pretty positive from staff, from DOT staff, so we're moving forward that. Again, that's, you know, probably a couple $1 million project. So, we will need to seek more grant funding for that.
Do utilities have to move for that?
No, the way it was laid out was to avoid the utilities. There may be a requirement for easements because the narrowness, you know, of sloping rights to, you know, get the sidewalk in. But so far, no utility relocations yet. But, you know, as we get into the final design, things change. Or things have the potential to change.
Yeah.
Be such a nice addition.
Item E, steep grant, Century Hills sidewalk connectivity grant. We applied for a steep grant for $500,000 to construct sidewalks around Century Hills Drive. $500,000 will probably get us half of the sidewalk. So the Director of Community Development Services is applying or has applied for another state grant program to see if we can get approval for completing that loop. The intent was to, there are no sidewalks up there. A lot of people walk up there, and there's no connection from Century Hills Drive to Cold Springs Road and then down to the commercial area. So the intent was have that connectivity, have people walk safely on sidewalks, and then having the ability to connect those sidewalks to Cold Springs Road and be able to walk down to Cromwell Avenue and go to the plazas, go across the street, you know, for restaurants. So the steep portion is going forward. We're just finalizing the execution of the state paperwork that's required for that grant. And we're waiting for the other lot, it's called LOT, L-O-T-C-I-P, LOT SIP grant from the state to see if they approve that second phase of that project. Very quiet in here. Very, very quiet. Item F, CGI banner program. The 75 light poles that were put up on the Silestine Highway were Phase 3 of the Silestine Highway project. They were made with banner arms. Banner arms we found out were too small. So CGI replaced them with the help of some staff at Public Works for their own cost. They had made some of the banners. They were the small ones. They thought it kind of looked a little silly. So they took them all down, and they're redoing whatever banners that were purchased originally to the full-size banners that are out there. They will start intensifying their marketing again to see how many businesses want more banners. The priorities went to Silas Dean Highway businesses, and the second phase will be anybody else who wants to buy them. They have them put up. CGI puts them up for free. The businesses pay for them. They maintain them. The CGI maintains them for free. They change them out when they get tattered for free. If they break, they come in. They do everything at no cost for to the town. So that's where we are with that. I mean, that's going to hopefully continue for a while.
Would it be possible to have Rocky Hill branded banners for the empty areas?
Yeah. Yeah, we get free banners. The fire department they're getting banners. So we can get our Make New History Here banners up.
I have noticed the bigger ones, they do look a lot better.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're legible now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Couldn't read them.
No.
I remember slowing down just to see which banner that was.
And people honking at you.
Right.
Get out of the way.
They were so small.
And then some additional, actually, since we're on CGI, I don't know if you recall the last meeting we had. We were in the process of updating the video,
Right.
the online video. And I had started that, and I know Kathy, and I think it was John,
John.
volunteered to get this going and work with me. But in the meantime, things changed, and I suddenly didn't have time anymore to actually focus and on this project. CGI is they're very understanding that, they were calling, and then, so now they're waiting for us when we're ready. We have to go through the script. I think we need new flyovers, some new video. Some businesses are gone. Some new ones are here. Actually, if we get videos with cars in the parking lot, would be helpful. Some of these plazas, because if you notice
Yeah.
on the video, it was a time of year when there wasn't a lot of activity. And I do have photos now from some of the events for Parks and Rec that we can send out to CGI, and they'll incorporate them into the video. But I'm going to assume John is still interested in volunteering. I know, Kathy, you mentioned you were. I may just have the CGI, maybe, if you have time, maybe contact you directly
Yep,
and just keep me in the loop,
Yeah.
when I need to do things.
that's fine.
Okay. Beautiful. That's good. Any additional discussion, anything you want to talk about under item G?
I do. How about, is it Longhorn that's going, how's that? I saw the building came down.
Yeah, Longhorn.
Longhorn, do we know when construction's gonna start, or?
Well, well, as you know, they demolished it.
Right.
So they have the demolition permit, and they have, I'm not sure if they pulled the actual building permit yet.
Oh,
They may have. But they're committed now.
and was there something gonna go in where Scuba Shack and the package store, what happened with that? Anything?
That was going to be, it got approved for Mercury Fuel convenience store.
Right.
But in the meantime, Mercury Fuel, I think, dissolved most of their holdings.
Oh,
Some went to Cumberland Farms, some went to Sam's convenience stores. Last time I spoke to the owner, which was a while ago, I need to contact him again. He was in the process of working with another similar entity for that whole property to get redeveloped, but I think it's been too long, and it's a blighted property, in my mind, a blighted property. So I
Yeah, it
think we
does
need to
look-
push
it really is.
the owner
Yeah,
to get things moving along,
eyesore.
to get that somehow redeveloped or incentivize him to sell it, do something. So I will follow up on that. I do believe we're in partnership with Weathersfield on a federal grant to look at the pedestrian access and safety along the Silas-Deane Highway from Parsonage Street north into Weathersfield up, I don't remember how far up into Weathersfield, but to make pedestrian and bike travel a little safer and to connect the two communities because we're cut by the highway.
Right.
And I see over the years, I have seen many people walking
Yeah.
through those interchange exits and entrances under the bridge. And it's a shame because we have a lot more businesses on that side of the highway that people don't realize or are trying to get to when they're up here. And it's very dangerous. So hopefully if we get some grant money to at least do some planning, and that'll be a great benefit to get some more, get more access to those businesses and maybe help to bet that area of the Silas-Deane be a little more pedestrian usable, user-friendly. It's never going to be friendly, I don't think, but it's going to at least be safer.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions?
And not for me, no. I have no more questions.
No, I'm looking at both sides here.
No?
No?
Oh,
Okay.
Dawn, how's that building going? The red building here off next to Town Hall?
It's going well.
Okay,
More activity there.
okay,
Assuming you've noticed. More and more activity. It's getting closer.
good. Yeah, everybody's waiting. They're all waiting.
I can tell we've been watched every time we go in and out. I see people driving by. Yeah.
Slowing down, we're looking through the window that
A
night.
couple of
seeing-
the neighbors have stopped in, so. We're looking forward to it.
Any more questions for Ray? Any other items that somebody would like to bring forward, discuss? Okay. Well, if that's the case, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Second, okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,